This presentation is typically about 90 minutes, and it's fast-paced then. But it's the best content that I can give you for you to actually build your businesses and your sole proprietorships, because you actually have opportunities to grow now as businesses with some of the changes that are happening in your industry. So I'm going to be giving you a lot of content. It's going to be like drinking from a fire hose this morning. We learned from an Olympic ski coach. We learned this probably 10 years ago. The Olympic ski coach talked to us about high-performance athletes who visualize their event prior to the race or prior to actually running what they're doing. So the idea was to try to lean out into the future. So what we would do is lean out 3 years out, only 3 years out, and try to look around 3 years from now to see what the future might look and feel like. And we didn't worry about how we were going to build it. We worried about leaning out 3 years and looking what might be out there, almost like as if we were going to film our business and film all of our customer relationships and what it might be like with employees and with our suppliers and within our industry and what our lives were like in our business at the time. And we would film all that in our minds. And then we would come back and we would write it all down, what we saw. And it became what we called our 2-page painted picture. Well, it's almost like building a dream house. If you can visualize in your mind what the dream house or your designer kitchen looks like, then you can talk to an architect. The architect can build the plans, which you then give to amazing contractors who can build your dream. This is a roller coaster. So I want you to use this analogy of a roller coaster to walk you through what the analogy of running a business is going to be like to you. Has everyone ridden a roller coaster? Put your hand up if you've ridden a roller coaster. Okay, so you've all ridden a roller coaster. Regardless of whether you believe you will ride a roller coaster or not running a business, you will. I don't care if it's Richard Branson or Bill Gates or Brian Scudamore or my sister starting her business or whoever you are, you're going to ride through it. The key is you've really got two choices. You can hold on and scream, or you can kind of wave your hands in the air and have fun, but you're going to ride through it. So I'm going to walk you through these different analogies. So the purpose of the session today is to really get all of us to understand why we feel like we feel as an entrepreneur. Again, 5,200 media hits over a 6-year period. We've landed everything from Oprah, Dr. Phil 5 or 6 times, CNN, CNBC, Donnie Deutsch, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Dallas Morning News. Every major newspaper in the United States has covered us multiple times, and I'm going to walk you through all of this content. The key to understanding how to generate free press is a different shift in mindset. And the first shift in mindset that we have is you're actually doing the media a favor. More often than not, we've been taught that in phoning the media, we're lucky to get them to cover us. Well, how does the media make money? How does a newspaper or a magazine make money? Selling stories, selling advertising, right? What helps the magazine or newspaper sell advertising? Have readers, right? If they have lots of readers, people will buy advertising in their magazine. Magazines don't make money off their circulation. So the magazines and newspapers off that monthly circulation or the cost of the paper, that's not how they make their money. That's how they cover some of their costs. The way they make all of their profit is by selling advertising. And the only way they sell advertising is by having really, really good content because all the readers want to buy those magazines. So remember that you're giving the magazines and the newspapers free content for them to make their publication better to make money. Without your good content, they're not going to be as profitable.
What I want you to do today is really open up your mind to some of these new concepts. Some of it's going to be new, some of it may be old, some of it may be stuff that you've poo-pooed in the past and said, oh, we can't do it. But I'd like you to go through today thinking, what if we could? Just for an hour, humor yourself, humor me, and think, what if we could put this stuff in place? You look at a couple of great companies like Google and Microsoft and think, why are they so different culturally? Well, it has nothing to do with being a great tech organization doesn't make you a great culture. They're both tech companies. You don't have to be a sexy brand. People are like, oh, 1-800-GOT-JUNK was a sexy company. We hauled junk. College Pro Painters, we painted houses. Right? Fairway Divorce is about divorce. You don't have to be a sexy or a cool brand. You have to decide that culture and work-life balance is a critical component of building an amazing organization. Google gets it. Google is a tech company, about the same amount of money as Microsoft, actually probably a lot less than Microsoft has got with the amount of money they have in their war chest. But they decided that culture was critically important. They have a huge group of engineers. They're all quants. They're all completely brilliant people. But they decided that culture was important. Microsoft is a morgue, and I've been to both of their campuses. When you walk through Microsoft's campus, I love their products. I use them every day. I like the company. I love some of what they do. But they didn't focus on building an amazing culture. They focused on having amazing software people who sat and wrote code. So Google decided culture was important. You guys need to decide if culture is important in creating that work-life balance for you as well.